I just wanted to try out some few concepts that I've been thinking about in the back of my head that I don't know how to do. We're gonna give them a shot. So let's have some examples here. This one was the Boolean cut, so actually that worked pretty darn well. Which is good, because I think that will make things quite easy. Hello, Reyes. Welcome. Just going to do a little geometry nodes experiments, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. Let's say roof, we'll assign that right here. And then on this plane that we made, we're going to get object info. Geometry delete. From a named or compare. Named attribute with the name. Group. This object here. Okay. So that gives us just this top roof section. So what I want to figure out how to do is how to properly extrude this. I'm going to delete, make a join. Then I'm going to delete one more. Here we're going to delete just the edges in a moment. But what I want to do is set the position based on some relationship between the normal and the tangent. Should be able to see this. There we go. Okay. This is our little extrusion. Now that we have it, what I want to figure out, so normal is this direction right here, up. But what I really want is for each of these edges, I want it to go out like that. So that's the goal. I don't want it up, I want it out. So I'm thinking that I can align okay, that kind of works, just rotating it. Say Y for now. But this would have to be on a per edge basis. So I would need to calculate. Hello, Griff, welcome. I need to know for every edge it's normal. Edge normal. You have edge angle. Shortest angle in radians between two faces where they meet at an edge. Non-manifold. Okay, so that's useless. So I think what we would need to do is, I kind of beat myself to it, but taking the geometry. So we'd want the geometry and we'd want to delete, we'd want to extract the edges. So delete geometry. Selection would be edge neighbors. And let's visualize just this one right now. Not work because okay. Okay, actually here's another way. So what we can do is extrude the mesh. Because this does give us that direction. We know exactly where to go this way now. So we can extrude. And this normal is what we want. So we want to take the mesh, delete geometry, delete the top. So that should give us just then we'll capture an attribute. We will delete one more time right here because I need to bring it all the way to the end. And I want to capture attribute the normal. I would like to use that to do our offset mesh. So see anything? Should see something. So you can see the offset there. But capturing the normals from each face doesn't seem to be working. How would I get that back? Because we've got this. Maybe instead of capture, we'll do sample nearest. Edge. Oh. Near surface. Vector. Normal. Oh, something's happening. That's pretty close. But for some reason, it's not pushing this way. Doesn't look as good. It's definitely unstable. And I think that's because of this node. I need a cleaner way to transfer those values back. So I think before we extract it, we should actually store a named attribute, something that we can use to compare our selection. So here we can just do index, and we'll say edge index. All right. How do I do that? Doesn't seem right. Gotta be some sort of utility to transfer this better. Some sort of got this geometry floating. Okay, we have this extrusion, but maybe that really isn't what we need. go back to using the geometry and offsetting by normal. And if we do something like tangent, so definitely not a tangent, or no, we need the tangent. That doesn't work, does it? Curve tangent? So we take the normal, we turn that into its tangent, then we align rotation vector, something like, seems whack. Problem is that setting it based on the points, you need the normal just for the edges. Okay, so extruding does seem to be the way to go. All right, now we're trying to, we get this edge index. We remove everything at the end just so we can capture an attribute. We want the normal. On each edge. And again, we're storing these in each edge. We actually do want to capture it from the face. Okay, why use this one at all? Why use this one at all? Here, we've got this. Yeah, why use it at all? Because now we can set the position based off the normal. And then simply delete the top face. to scale this. Holds up pretty well. It's not perfect though. We do get this angling here. Interesting. What would probably be better actually is if we just had a point in the center. If I knew exactly where the center was, and then I looked at each point, that would be... No, that wouldn't. Maybe from this edge. Individual kind of evens it out, but then we get this ugly top part. What we wanted to... I don't understand why I can't delete it afterwards. I should be able to... Well, we deleted the face, so there's pretty much no association there. So I think we get rid of that. We remove this, and then we go ahead and store a named attribute right here. And this will be our normal. And we'll store it each point. And this should be roof. Okay. Then put this back in here. And we'll switch this to point. Then we get that named attribute back. Roof normal. Beautiful. Again, still not very even. Kind of working. The better-ish roof. And let's say mesh to curve, fill curve. What do we get there? Oh, interesting. want to keep this edge. Actually, yeah, that's right. All right, enough of this. Let's go do some other work. We're gonna open up some Unity. And there's a few other little small things we do need to retopologize. So we go to clothing high poly. We have these items right here. I'll duplicate and send to clothing low poly. Okay. This one's pretty simple because we just need to keep the subdivision right there for that one. This is a curve. Curve 4. And resolution that way. Good morning, Arctic. Hello. Oh, that should be 8. And this one here. Turn down that subdiv. Something like that. One less subdivision. And one more. All right. Let's add a also give it weight to normal. All right, it's only about 1,000 vert. Looks pretty good. Let's start applying some steps. So we're going to apply the subdivision here. Solidify. We'll keep the bevel on. Okay. Then on this guy, mark the seam, and we'll put the other cut right in the middle here. how to slice this thing up. Ooh. It's another reason I don't particularly care for subdivisions, because it does stuff like that. Hello, Adam. We're doing well. Help yourself. About to start cutting this little box open. It's a dog tag. Follow. Struggling with Unreal Engine. Sorry, not Unreal, but After Effects. Whew. I don't envy you there. I have yet to ever mess around with them. You working on some sort of video or something? More animation? Oh, sorry. I was wondering if you're working on more animation or something. Just gonna back up. Yeah. Let's bring these back. Why not? Because... yeah. If I take this... this, we separate them. I optimize the color right now to remove non-visible faces. Am I following correctly? Exactly. Exactly. No reason to have it be hidden, I guess. The high poly will have them because I want that sharp crease when we make the texture, but I don't need to see random faces. Mostly because I don't want a weird UV map. I don't want it to have a, like when I unwrap it, to have all these different pieces floating around. Taking a break from that car madness since I can't get it to render without bugs. I'll have to fake it AE. Right now I'm doing a scene with After Effects and Element 3D where two armies come and run up to each other and the camera has a look on it from bird's eye view. Ooh, that's really cool. That's exciting. I would love to see that. I loved Lord of the Rings. I would say Lord of the Rings is one of the big inspirations for just getting into CG in general. Like, oh, like they did all that in CG. What is that? And now we can actually we'll do these ones first. And we'll hit them with the inset. Why it's such a pain to get this correct. Right. Now, take these, bridge, merge. They don't have equal count. Oh, select the whole thing. We'll start with this. Boom. Boundary loop. I want it to favor this one because that's a nice crispy shape. And then bridge again. All right, pretty. Very pretty. Gorgeous. Yeah, Adam, I'm very curious as why you're getting the speckled lighting as well. I think, you know, that's a challenging problem to debug. Did you ever post on any Blender forums or anything? That'd be really my only next step, so to speak, because I don't know what else would be causing something like that. Hello, Even. Welcome. How's the model going? It's going well. We're getting some additional objects baked right now. Confused by this little cut here. Do I need that? Yeah, put it out. People have theories, but no one has a solution. And for me, rendering texture is my weakest part, though I know it is caused from something inside of the compositor. Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily a rendering artifact, but a post effects. Interesting. Do I need the inside here? All right, so there is the collar unwrapped. And we'll do this one. Little jar. Inside. Beautiful. Most of these will be really straightforward. This one can't be because of these middle ones. All right. Show you the node setup if you'd like. Also, if you give me like 15 minutes, I can show you the army scene I got so far. Yeah. Still playing with the crowd formations. Haven't yet added in yet torches, smoke, or clouds, or any color corrections yet. Ooh, I'd love to see that. Little lumpy. Whew. I know it's not, but I'll pretend that it's a Starbucks cup because she's so Seattle. Thank you, Adam. Apply that subdivision. Actually, before I do. better. Still a little lumpy in some spots. But generally better. Okay. I mean, that's so small. I really don't think it'll be even noticeable, but I notice right now. Okay, and because these objects are so small, we are going to pack them as a single group. Our pack master. Just because, well, just because we can, really. All right, that looks good. And in pack master, go to lock groups and assign that one to its own group. Name tag. Where's that? Good question before I get too busy with work stuff. Did you want some more reps? Read the hairline and all that we talked about yesterday on Discord. Got enough of the hair, you think? Hair, I think I'm good. Everything else, absolutely. Put it end up down there. The fine looking color, Sam. You're doing awesome. Thank you. And yeah, now it's not exploding. Food. Need to do just a little bit of upkeep. I can't add it because it's a curve. Hello, Era. Welcome. Oh. Oh. So 4 that's getting bounded to this one. We'll call this for cup curve UV bound. I'm going to duplicate this, move it over. We need one for the spikes. How be ye? I'm doing good. I'm doing quite good. Learning so much with geometry nodes, it's not even funny. Brain's so big. Check position, cage. Excuse me. Do file, link, go up to our product, or 24. How about you though? What have you been up to, Aaron? The nodes have taken him. He's lost to us now. The nodes always have me. I am one with the nodes. Scale bounding box, scale UV map. Scale UVs to object bounding box. Yes, please. Scale UVs to object. Started an application for a gas station. My roommate renter technically is the GE there, and I'm possibly actually that sick of the BS at my current job. Well, I would say that if it's getting to that point, certainly health and sanity is worth more than most things. That should work. Right. That's totally fine. Now I can unwrap it. Okay, there we go. So I go to UV editing now. Now if we select everything, this guy's real small. And if we click check UV, right about there. Okay, perfect. Decisions. Sucky job being homeless. I'm fully committed. Had several discussions with the roommate about the times I'm free. Keep streaming, doing stuff. Just sucks that I'm getting so burnt out on this corpo garbage that I'm actually considering going back to retail as management, throwing away several years of hard work to get where I am. I think a lot of like retail spaces, like gas stations, McDonald's, things like that, they still have a surprising amount of stability and upward movement. So, you know, maybe that'll work out in the long run. But certainly, I understand that feeling. Right, because it's actually the physical space on this one. So I think that this whole thing right here can be undone. And we can replace this with R. Not spike, but curve bounding box. All right. And that'll give us much more control. Now, all right. Mirror should be off for both of these, though. All right. All right. Now, I think now we're cooking with gas. Turn this down. Get a UV toolkit, UV Packmaster pack. Can't say the corporate ladder line sounds fun though. It seems ulcer inducing. Maybe all I care about is making the same amount since the store he works at as a franchise. They may give it to me. Disheartening, but enough of my griping, eh? I would go for it then. It's amazing how it knows how to pack things. It's great. That's one algorithm or algorithms I would really like to understand more about is how to create custom packing algorithms. Like the fact the owners don't care, I literally rent to the guy who would be my boss is weird. Family owned franchise, you'd think that'd be a huge conflict of interest. Hello, Genie. Looks like you are adjusting the Avi's DNA. I'm definitely making some good. I've made a whole system just for this little spiked color here, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for some of the things I've made recently. But I'm getting much faster with them, which is the important part. That's gonna just make such a huge difference. All right, so any of the knights and the problematic node setup for the card scene. Let's take a look. How goes your D&D things, by the way? It's very good. Right now, I've been working on a lot of geometry nodes to help me make set pieces really quick. And we even started this this body factory. So I'm starting to put together, if I need to make NPCs or anything like that, I'm going to have a huge cast of bodies to assemble really quickly. And I've even got... it doesn't look like it's open right now. VR Forge. Where'd my... What? Oh, what? I swear I'm scrolling down. And then we've got this whole little test set. I tell you, I can add game dev to my resume. Oh, very cool. You've been working on Unity or something? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just trying to build up my tools and processes at the moment. But the idea for the D&D stuff is like, here at the start, you're going to have like the D&D table. And so they'll be in this like little room. And then the set pieces, so like this diorama that I have, will load in and out. So you're always in the same kind of seating area. And then you can walk off and explore a little bit. And then when you need to come back, when you need to do the new one, you just come back out and then load it in the next one. And I think that'll be a bit better because then I'm not making like an entire world every time or entire village. More just very consolidated, discrete pieces. But yeah, in here, let's see if I can grab the curve. Like a lot of these tools are like can make like a wall generator and stuff. You know, so, and like you see the tiles are adjusting. I think the materials are kind of more in here. But that's a lot of what I've been learning, is just trying to figure out how to get it going. But every Tuesday and Sunday, kind of moving forward, I'll be meeting with some buddies of mine to do things. And we're going to be trying to get into VR a lot more often in order to do things and test things. But things are going well, and I'm very much looking forward to getting more people involved in what we're doing, like building a movie set. Exactly. So, and we did do a little test in VR a little while ago. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm gonna mute it for right now, but we went into Resonite and we were like running around fighting cave trolls. So this avatar right here is the one I was in. This avatar, this red guy, and we were fighting like rats and stuff. And we're making little dice rollers and weapons and stuff. There's so much to polish, but I think we're making some good progress. And this is me fighting.
I'm in the face.
I was punching him, and then I got eaten by a cave troll at some point, which was really fun. This part was fun.
It like pushes me back. Oh, it's the collider.
Yeah.
You should do fly mode, but it's super cinematic from this angle. It's like this giant fucking face.
You took 7 damage.
Only 7 damage.
Yeah. Anyway, very, very fun. But I'm learning so many tools to speed that up. So, and the nice part is it's really going to help my ability to make avatars too, because I've made hair generators and a teeth generator. I'll do building stuff. I can feel my speed really beginning to accelerate now, which is an addicting feeling. And Sundays and Tuesdays, definitely anyone who's interested in joining, we'll be trying to meet in Resonite more often to actually like bring people in, do sessions with people. But there's still a lot to iron out. So it'll be probably pretty rough for the next 6 months. But at some point, I know that it's just gonna get really interesting, really, really interesting and satisfying to work in. Just take some time. Nice. Speaking of D&D, I learned this weekend that our lawful good human monk that got saved by a neutral evil drow bard is planning to resurrect my girl. That's awesome. Do you have a is that your character, the girl, or are you gonna get pulled back into the campaign now that they're resurrecting you? We're going to a TTRPG called Scar, Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. I'm a dev for it, and we're creeping towards finishing a setting. Ooh, towards the finished setting. That's super cool. Huh, it's very similar layout. Oh, the spikes. That ain't right. Right. It's in an open beta playtest. Okay. Back to Thunder really quick. Gotcha. So this flipped around. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll set UVs to object bounding box. We're gonna go back to our teeth generator, and here's a teeth generator, by the way, everyone who haven't shown it yet. So we got this whole system here to automatically make teeth. These teeth are immediately ready to export and bake. You can change a bunch of properties about them. A lot of properties. Displacement. Put up a little bit more. See how cool they are. And you do things like size or spacing. A little too dense on the high poly right now, but change the spacing there. Change the scaling of the back teeth. Anyway, tons of fun stuff. We're getting really, really good with that. But I do need to adjust one of my just UV map to bounding box. So this one needs to be adjusted because it's just too much. I think what we'll add in here is a transform geometry. And yeah, we'll do a separate. We want to be able to rotate this on the Z. That's our main goal, is to be able to rotate the Z. So we'll just add one little additional feature here, which is rotate UV. Rotate UVs. Okay, that should be enough. Go back to res and set UVs to punch. I mean, that's still useful to have there. Set UVs to bounding box. Where is that? There we go. I'm going here. confusing. Spaghetti. It's an open playtest. Oh, very cool. So all game does is fun, but I could do it full time as a main job. I would die. Well, definitely, I think Resonite is very similar to. I forget what you use. The tabletop system. Resonite's quite similar to that. There's no physics, but you can still play with things like a board game. You can drop things in and out in real time, like load in images or YouTube clips or whatever. Definitely check it out sometime, because I think it'll be good. Tabletop sim is what I use, and you can play Resonite in desktop mode. Still a little goofy, but I suppose tabletop sim is a little goofy too. But it'll be a good space to be if you're looking to get role playing. Grab Bart is mine. I may get pulled back even if he fails. I had to take a break due to work. Honestly, never before I put out so much effort into getting into the character's headspace and to roleplay believably in every aspect. Like, I read up so much of the lore, consulted ChatGPT and about the way she acts after every session, made it even a little relationship chart to keep track of how she feels about everyone in the party. Oh, that's really cool. I guess my notes are written from first person view as if she's writing it. That's really interesting. Good luck with the meeting. Yeah, good luck with your meeting, Era. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye. If you're interested in doing the VR stuff, you let me know. Because I'm all about it. I'm crazy for it. I'm a little cuckoo for these Cocoa Puffs. And excited to keep messing around with it. Okay, that should be all I need to do. Now when I go here, I have the option to rotate UVs. I do. I want to... Gotcha. Okay, that's fine. So we would just want to do it to both of them. Okay, a little bit more effort, but okay, take this back. We definitely don't want to rotate the bounding box itself. We just want to be able to rotate the geometry that we're creating the bounding box for. Okay, that's why. Because the bounding box doesn't affect anything. The attribute's still the same. Because we're just adjusting bounding boxes, so this won't do anything here if we adjust it. What we need to change is the vector itself. Which should be pretty doable. What I should be able to do okay. Yeah, so we'll we will cry. We actually shouldn't do it right here. It should be just before this. So basically, we take our standard setup for this, which is store named attribute. We want to store a 2D vector on the face corners. So we take this, we drop it in here. We need to get the name, which will be a string. We're going to use our normal default UV map. And we use that to get a named attribute, which is literally the same exact attribute, which is a vector, and we're going to feed it into here. But what we're able to do is take this, and we want to set the position Geo to UV. What was it? Geo to UV position? Right here. So we do this, we feed in this. Yep. Take that, set it to the position. Perfect. Goes here. Then we can transform the geometry. What we'd want. Rotate. Do that with the, what was the offset? There's some offset UV. You just look it up. Offset UV map. Did that work again? Geometry in, geometry out. That's super simple. How do I rotate vectors? Just sent you another ref on the outfit, still working on the other two. I'll send another note. Something I forgot on the ears. A couple of simple piercings. Gotcha. Okay. I want... How do I rotate a vector? Vector rotate. Rotate vector. Beautiful. There's two things. This is not what I want. This is more what I want. Okay, which means I don't have to do this. This is what we want to include. Vector rotate. We take our whole attribute, and it totally doesn't matter where the center is because we're going to scale it either way. Let's see. It totally matters. So confusing to look at. Oh, this is fine. We will create another another node though for it. This time we can include it. So kind of exactly what we were doing before. Ugh, do this again, but that's okay. Take the store named attribute. UV map. This goes here. So we're storing a 2D vector on the face corner, and we want the named attribute. You guessed it. Bam. Now I want a vector rotate. Okay, there we go. Now I can rotate it within the bounds. Easy as easy. All right. So I'll take all this, Control G, turn it into its own little group, and call this rotate UV map. Here. And this should be UV map name. Its default should be UV map. And then we'll take this and we'll call this rotation angle. Nice. All right. Now, bit of a pain that we had to do that, but now we are really doing good. All right. Back to Reyes. Now I should be able to rotate these. You should really be the right one. Okay, so one thing we'll want to adjust is the center. So go back one more time. And what we want to adjust this time is where the center of that rotation is taking place. So it should actually be, we have center, we know which axis we're rotating on, but we do need to capture an attribute here. And this one, or no, sorry, not capture, statistics. We want to take our understanding of this attribute and we'll take the mean, median, median. Alright, so now it should actually rotate a little bit more exactly. So if I rotate this 90 degrees, why is it so much? I feel like it should be. Just rotating a lot more than you'd expect. is degrees. Just 1 degree? That's a 1 degree rotation? I'm kind of calling bullshit. Float. Angle. Okay, there we go. That's what's going on. So for some reason, float is different than angle. I don't know why, but that's what it was looking for. Gotcha. So it was already set to this subtype. There's some sort of mistranslation between the types, so that's fine. Set this back to 0. Perhaps that was the whole issue to begin with, but I feel like a little more confident that we centered it. 90. There we go. All right. That was a lot of work for that, but now I'll never have to do it again. Ever. Not once, not ever. And we can go down to the other one. We don't need to rotate it. I didn't have the substance painter settings. All right. Now we're back to business. Save. No! So crunchy. They're not in the same spot. It looks like the same spot to me. Interesting. Of course. Now, we got our favorites. Not my favorites. Copy to selector, the triangulate. Displace. Oh, I like displace. And then we'll also transfer our, oops, that. Mesh data, vertex groups, displace. Alright. So now we got a weight paint. We should be able to pry very easily. to start these from scratch. That way we can get it as close as possible. Beautiful. All right. I poly off one more time. Turn on our displays. This is the cage. And this is this one. Just the main one. Didn't really need to do, I just needed the cage. Got one little air right here. Because I totally don't see it here. Oh, I see. When I go into displace, it turns off our bevel. I actually can't see the full effect, which is not ideal. But as far as I can tell, that's the only issue. Okay. So now, got the collar. There. We've got necklace. Both of these need to go below. The collar, we'll make it black. Let me look at the ref. And within that, we'll drop it in. Metal. For anyone that's using Substance Painter out there, you really do want to make your selections in 3D space. So if you ever update your UV maps, you're just good to go. That's all you gotta do. You do your painting on your UV map, you have to redo everything. Right there. And then we'll do more. We'll call this one jar. And it's a little maple syrup bottle, so we can give it some intensity, shininess. And then within the jar, we'll do the Right. Somewhere in there. We'll make this selection, then get rid of that selection. And I think interesting dilemma how to set the opacity. Okay. And then one more fork. Dark brown cork. Definitely some odd baking in there. We'll have to fix the normals on that. For now, we'll leave it alone. All right, y'all. Outfit's pretty much done. Ugh. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick. Be right back. what else are we gonna do? Just a few details we'd like to pull out. First on the collar, make it look a little bit sharper, a little more edge to it. That's pretty easy to do because we actually have very nice generator with curve. Add that right in. Curve. And we can invert it. Actually, no, we want it right there. Change that balance. Make it kind of right there. Then we'll do a filter. Blur. Push it down even 0.0. Okay. And then we'll set this to overlay. Makes it a little subtle. A little subtle, but it's easier if I toggle it on and off. Boom, boom. I can really see that. And we'll basically do the same thing. Looks like you're good with substance too. That's the only thing you aren't good with. This is the extent. Blender, substance, Unity. That's about it for now. And we're going to go back to curvature. We're going to invert it. We're going to make, actually we will go back to overlay. Make this dork. Screen, I want overlay. And now we'll push the balance all the way the other way. And blur it more. You know what, for the shadow, just a little bit of ambient occlusion will go such a long way. Set that to linear dodge. Balance. Vert. And just turn it down. Boom. And we're going to call this template curve combo. I would like to save this. We're going to put it on a few more spots. We did the collar with it. Give it that nice visual pop. Boom. Now we'll go down to the shoe. And drop it in there. A little subtle, but it is nice. I feel like the white trim in here could use it even more, so I'm going to pull out just the shadow for this one. Change that curvature around. We'll take this to multiply actually. And something right about there. And then the AO. That final shadow. and we'll actually put this below too. Again, this is why I love working with baking over like texture painting this, because so much of the information you can get out of your bakes just make your life so easy. So easy. Our flannel, use a bit more detail though. So if we go to our flannel, I want shadow on the inside, basically. There's one generator I haven't tried yet, which is light. I was hoping I could position this. Really nice on those wrinkles. Not quite what I'm looking. Do our favorite curve combo. Seems a little strong. Good. I want a little bit more blur in here. That'd be really nice. We're gonna add a paint layer, and I'm gonna use the smudge tool. This is not something I talk about very often, but you can layer in smudges, which is super cool. So if I get my blur tool here, we can actually go in and, well, maybe not. You have to set it to it was just a little too strong in those spots. Okay, a little bit more. A little bit more to do. We're just going to keep dropping this curve combo into each layer. Because it just really helps things pop a lot of the time. Get rid of the AO. Blur's too much. Curvature will turn down very slightly right there, so I will add a paint. Get it out of here, because that's just too strong. Set it to really? I don't need more shadowing there. It's already pretty strong. What the highlight? Don't see much highlight. Hello, Pablo. Welcome. Guess who's here, Pablo? Well, welcome, Pablo. Welcome. We're making some stuff. Copy this one, and we're gonna put this one into the shirt. Good. We'll copy it again and put it into the top. Very solid. I think the highlight's probably still too strong. I guess it's not the highlight doing that. And one more, the bath, which really probably won't look super noticeable at all. I'm going to switch this overlay to a normal, actually. I want an edge. Not showing up on there at all. I should see something on the black here. Okay, that's what I thought. Maybe it just needs a little bit, be a little bit lighter. Perhaps it's just too dark. Yeah. For a shadow on this one, I actually will take out some of the roughness. And we'll do the same with the collar too. actually. Copy this, paste it out here. Curve shadow, just ambient occlusion, just roughness. A little hard to see, but it just keeps it from looking so uniform. All right, even more to do. Ah, the pants. Take a denim. And we'll make a layer above this. Looks pretty good. Drop this right here. I'll have to fix some of the baking to get this under. I don't think the belt needs to be that glossy. Up there, perhaps. I'm gonna go to the collar. These two. Put that just in the belt. Say it just in the belt. All right, onto the shirt. We'll do template flat with a noise. Find that. There we go. And we'll do replace the noise with some sort of pattern. And tile it down. Probably even more. Let's say 100. It's 10. It's 100. You can see some sort of repeating pattern. Let's do that again. 150. don't mind that. It's like a little faded. Interesting. Creates this odd look. Let's do a different one. Just this one. We'll say inverse subtract. The color of that? Oh no, sorry. Right. That should work a little bit better. This will invert it again. Alright, good stuff. Just some micro detailing for all these materials. I'm just going to copy this one and put it in the top. But we'll switch it up. Some other kind. We'll do a stripe. I don't see nothing. That works. Cool. I think that's it for now. Be right back. We're gonna need some water. Okay. So, what are we missing? We are actually missing a few important things on the clothing. So, we want to make rips and tears right here. What we want to do. Now, I don't think I have to do this in a way where I need to change the geometry we already have. I will do this is, of course, Geo Nodes. Yeah, this should be pretty easy, actually. So we'll make a plane. And what we'll do with these is we'll subdivide them and shrink wrap them onto the genes. Say above surface, and give it just a little bit above the surface. One more, two more levels of subdivision. Start with something like this. Okay, let's start with just these for right now. First thing we want to do, we want to make them some ungodly color, so that when we bake it, we can isolate it based on the color. Do red. Okay. Then we'll make plain, and we'll call this air. Geo Node. Put that in the high poly. This high poly. Put it in the low poly. All right. We'll call this torn. And we add an object info. Get rid of our main input. And what we'll do first is delete geometry, delete the edges that aren't edge neighbors. But we of course need to sample the geometry. All right, so now we have all the edges, and we can go ahead and say we don't really want to turn each okay, curve to mesh. We have that on hand. We also can do curve to points. If we have to actually turn it into a curve. Get these points, and then we can instance on the points something. We'll start with making a plane, putting it 0, making it really itty bitty. We'll just try making this some sort of like worn edge looking thing. We'll call this air. Now the Geo node. Get an object info node. This one will say original. Instance it. It's instance. Here. And call this one air instance. Oh. And sample. Interesting. Why is it gigantic? Should be a curve size of 1, so there we go. Cool. Then we just take the rotation, drop it in there, and then align. Rotation to vector. We would like to align them to normal first. Turn up the amount of points, say 20. Maybe even 30. I think 20 was pretty good. Then we'll scale instances. Or randomly. On their z-axis. Then okay, cool. So let's leave that alone for right now. And what we'll do, take our tears, and we can just keep making them because we got a few more to make. I will actually switch the geo to, instead of count, we'll do length. So that should give us a little more even distribution, even if it's something that's small. Going like buck wild. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Export the high poly here. And then mode, bake. Bake. Cancel. I mean, did I overwrite the wrong thing? No. Yes, casual high poly. Export. We do need to realize instances. Okay, they're really hard to see, but they are there. Are they? Oh, okay. Why can't I see the other ones? It must be that the normals are flipped. Already off to a good start though. I think I know how to fix that. For now though, in the pants, we will add a layer here. We'll call this tear. And first things first, we add a color select for here. And we just tell it, you are now invisible. Okay. And of course, roughness should be 0 here. Cool. Now for Blender, our instances, most likely we just need to join geometry. We'll take this one, flip the faces, and recombine. And then we'll be able to swap out the instances for ones that look a little bit stringier, a little bit more string-like. And then we'll just paint the ones that go over manually. All right, this time they definitely appear to be shown up. Next some are poking through. Guess what we need to do First, we'll take a material. Big, bright blue. Let's do... very dark green. There we go. And now, all this hair fabric. And in here, we'll set a height, place. And would you look at that? Improvements can be made, but we're off to a super good start on how this looks, in my opinion. I think we're going to add an anchor point here, and above this, do an I sub bevel, set to that anchor point, or to kind of give it a little shadow. Enough, probably not that strong. A little bit of smoothing, a bit, just enough to kind of emphasize its pop, and then turn down that intensity. All right, good stuff. So what else can we do? Well, pretty much have all we need when it comes to the shapes. We can always adjust more. I would like a few more instances and to improve how these look. So first things first, we're going to select all these, delete them, then do Object, Convert to Curve. And what we can do now is actually give it a little bit of depth like that. And let's make sure that they are Bezier and control points. And of course they're super dense, so let's do 4 or something. Turn on O, random, no connection. Just kind of pull them, move them around a little bit till we get a bunch of variation. And in fact, we can even duplicate them. Definitely looks more thread-like. ensure that we're filling in the edge. We're going to go ahead and take that curve. And combine it here. Those are a bit unfortunate glance. Someone thought I saw worms in a wound. Gladiator. As I could also make these values random. Transform is not the same as that position. That's just not how that works. Okay. That's okay. I guess I could have done it here when I set the position, random value, float. Multiply by -1. This goes here, and then this just goes here, and then we can run this way down. All right, good enough for right now. I don't like this. I'm going to mesh this. Delete it. Make a plane here. Bring it down. And we're going to hit it with subdivision surface a few times. I don't see them. Where'd they go? Some here. Beautiful. Okay. Make sure our display's on. All right. Oh, it's looking a lot better. Yeah, we don't need much more. Ooh, detailed than that. Huh. My color change. It did. How did it get pink? Something else pink? The belt is. Ain't pink here. Why is it pink there? Grain. Grain. Ugh. What I don't like about painting, it's just so manual. Alright, we don't want to do this everywhere, just a few spots and a few places. Hello, Shatter, welcome. How goes your day? making some tears. Making a PowerPoint about fish. Lol. What kind of fish? Snakehead crazy demon fish. Oh, sorry. I totally forgot to take a look at these nodes that were sent to me. Oh, I can't zoom in enough. Oh, very cool. Oh, I guess downloaded that. But... This is looking super cool, Adam, if you're still there. Curious what's shader system for Resonate? Does it have to be done in game? Yes. Yes, you do have to make your custom shaders in Resonate directly, which can be a bit of a pain. Just waiting on Unity to load right now. Dang, she looks good. He picks up her eyebrows. Hello, Noelle. Welcome. All right, a lot more to do for the body texture as well, so let's switch over to that. Okay. How's your day going, Noelle? Good idea you mentioned for AI. Are you thinking voice, just like text box for the bot response? Honestly, I mean, just starting simple, just text. Then we'll thinking of the simplest and then scaling up to the most complex. I'm assuming voice would be a little bit more challenging, but I suppose I don't know. Pretty good. It's my day off. I'm trying to get some stuff done. I found out I can use Joy-Cons and my phone for body tracking. Oh, very cool. Put it up now until my slime VR gets here. Interesting. I'd love to know what you're using for your phone. There, I haven't toyed with Res, but with Unity, piping in bots with content isn't too much of a hassle. I'll have to get up to speed with Res one of these months. I have a low workload. Definitely going to be an interesting experience for you because for a Resonite, I mean it's all in game. Uwu track. Owo track? You put the same IP as the network your piece is connected to, and then Slime VR software picks it up as a controller. Owo track VR. Interesting. Owo track VR. I'll write that down. Ugh. Interesting. That is definitely something I'd like to learn more about. I'm surprised that's not more popular. I'm surprised VR chat just hasn't come out with something like that. I mean, if you could do any sort of tracking with a webcam, why not just promote the heck out of that? That would immediately make... I'll leave it there. VR chat's gonna do what VR chat's gonna do. I just feel like that's an easy win on their part if they wanted it. Same with like VTubing stuff. It's like, can you just make the controls based like desktop controls like VTuber? Tracking is possible to connect, but super finicky apparently. Oh, it's a hip tracker. Interesting. Uwo? Uwu? How do you pronounce that? I think oh well. That's a no. Cute. That looks a lot better already. These should all be set to linear dodge, or else they override each other, which is super silly. Just below the knee. All right, that was good. And then for the bottom of the foot, should be pale. We'll do this. Copy that one, paste it here. Get rid of the gradient. Let's do a full fill. Just move it down to that section. One question on commissioning steps is output type would be engine agnostic, ignoring the VRC system step. Depends on what you would want, because if it's just the geometry and model, yes, technically, but things like setting up expressions, animations, things like that, all of those things are engine dependent. The logic can't transfer. So generally it's cross compatible. The features, like again animations and toggles and things like that, would need to be a per engine setup. I didn't know if the expression logic was Blender based or not. The shape keys are there, but to activate them with certain things, that's all VRC stuff. What color do we think the beans would be? I'm guessing like a pink. What is that? Okay. That looks good. Okay, so assuming a character handler is in the other engine, ignoring the capability of it, you can call the shape keys. You should be able to. The shape keys are a property of the mesh. So as long as the engine supports shape keys, then you'll have them. Yeah. Just wanted to prove my head logic too. Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. I think it certainly can get goofy out there with some of the engines on how certain things work or this or that. So good to double check. Going on there? What a jam hell. What's a 3D blur? I see. It's the teeth or the just because the lips are thin. All right, good stuff. Oh yeah, in the outline. Just a teensy. Right around there. Teensy bit. Badge. Okay. I feel like it's a little chunky. Very jagged. Is that this here? A little bit. Give me a terminal and a file system. I'm happy. Give me a game engine and I'll cry. A question mark. That looks better. 3D blur is nice, but it's not working for. It's not working for that. No sir. Alright, it's noon. Getting very close to just having a good point to stop, break, over bake, demon fish, PowerPoint buys. Sounds good, Shatter. I'm about to head out as well. We'll catch you later. Alright, I'd say it's a little dark. Just a little darker. I feel it's kind of taking out some of that saturation. So we'll just lower that, or up that value just a little. A little bit more and a little bit more saturated. It is going to be super close in the sense that it really won't look too different. You don't look any different. All right. Perfect. The skin. Actually, let's make sure for our textures, select all of them. And let's set the quality to high compression. It's subtle, but it makes such a huge difference. Beautiful. Okay. I noticed that the reference does have a little bit of glitter on the body. I really should call for lunch, but I love making glitter, so just add just like a little sparkle to everything. So I'll turn up that density. Okay. Hopefully that's not just like blown out, but seem to make a difference. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. Cool. We'll call it there. Thank you everyone who's hung out with me this morning. chat. Thank you always for supporting me, seeing what I'm up to, sharing what you're up to. I will be back very soon for more fun stuff. For now, I'm going to go get some food in my belly, get my run in, and I'll be back very, very soon. I hope you all have an amazing, amazing day. No, again, I'll see you in just a little bit. I'll just be back in 2 hours for anyone new here. It's just my usual lunch break. And yeah, when we get back, we'll switch over to probably working on Grim and Darth Vader. But we're making very solid progress on Reyes here. Sounds good, Noel. We'll catch you later. Everyone else, see you soon. Bye. Bye. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, I'm so blurry.